Okay, we're ready.
Okay, we're good to go, Joey?
Joey, you have the live streaming going?
Yes, we're ready to go.
Okay, good to go.
Yes.
Okay, buenas, everyone. This meeting is called to order. It's Wednesday, January 17th. It's 2:05 p.m. In compliance with Public Law 24-109, Guam Ancestral Lands Commission published the public meeting announcement for Wednesday, January 17th, 2024, in the Guam Daily Post on Tuesday, January 9, 2024, and Friday, January 12th, 2024. Director, roll call.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Chairman Enclavea,
Present.
Vice Chairman Laguardia,
It's the gap.
Secretary Treasurer Cruz,
Here.
Commissioner Camacho. Commissioner Camacho, you're on mute.
I'm here.
Commissioner Orlino,
Here.
Commissioner Rios. Mr. Chair, Commissioner Rios informed us he'll be logging in, but a little later. He had to take his mother to the hospital.
Okay, noted.
Commissioner Wesley.
Here.
Thank you, Commissioners. Mr. Chair, you have 6 members present. You have a quorum.
Excuse me, Director. Okay, we move down to item 3. Approval of minutes. A, December 13th, 2023, regular meeting.
Mr. Chair,
Madam Secretary?
I'd like to go ahead and make a motion to approve the minutes for the regular meeting on October 11, 2022, subject to corrections for audio recordings.
Motion by Commissioner Cruz to approve the minutes. Do we have a second?
This is Commissioner Westling. I will second that motion.
Okay, seconded by Commissioner Westling. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
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 Any nays? No nays. Motion passes, Director.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay, now we move down to item number 4, Executive Director's Report.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Today's report, I provide an overview of the current status of Vice Chairman Ronald Laguarnia's reappointment, as well as the expiration and potential extension of terms for other members of the Guam Ancestral Lands Commission Board of Commissioners. A public hearing was conducted on Monday, January 8, 2024, to discuss the reappointment of Vice Chairman Ronald Laguarnia as a member of the GALC. Vice Chairman Laguarnia's previous term expired September 17, 2023. However, in accordance with the law, he's allowed a 90-day holdover period plus 3 legislative session days, which has enabled him to continue serving on the board. The public hearing received significant support for Vice Chairman Laguarnia's reappointment, and his nomination is expected to be presented for a vote during the upcoming legislative session. Notably, Vice Chairman Laguarnia's 90-day holdover period has concluded, but he still has 3 legislative session days remaining to fulfill his duties on the board. Okay, the terms for Commissioners Angela Camacho and Luisa Westling. Commissioners Angela Camacho and Luisa Westling's terms expired on August 17, 2023. And similar to Vice Chairman Laguarnia, they were granted a 90-day holdover period along with 2 legislative session days. If the legislature convenes this Friday, January 19, 2024, it will mark the conclusion of their 3rd legislative session day, thereby terminating their tenure on the Ancestral Lands Board, and consequently today may serve as their final official day as a commissioner on the Guam Ancestral Lands Board of Commission. Upcoming expirations and holdover provisions. The terms of Chairman Ronald Eclavea, Secretary Treasurer Maria Cruz, Commissioner Anita Orlino, and Commissioner Jeffrey Rios are set to expire on March 26, 2024. They will each be eligible for a 90-day holdover period in addition to 3 legislative session days authorized by law, allowing them to continue their service on the Guam Ancestral Lands Commission Board until the specified deadline. So in summary, Vice Chairman Ronald Laguarnia's appointment to the Guam Ancestral Lands Commission is currently being considered following a public hearing held on January 8, 2024. His nomination is anticipated to be included in the forthcoming legislative session for a vote. Commissioners Angela Camacho and Luisa Westling, whose terms expired on August 17, 2023, may conclude their tenure if the legislature convenes on Friday, January 19, 2024. Additionally, Chairman Ronald Eclavea, Secretary Treasurer Maria Cruz, Commissioner Anita Orlino, and Commissioner Jeffrey Rios, whose terms all expire on March 26 this year, will be permitted a 90-day holdover period plus 3 legislative session days to continue your service on the board. Thank you for this opportunity to present this update. Please let me know if further information is required. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Masi, Director. Any questions for the Director? Okay, no further questions. Thank you,
Mr.
Director.
Chair.
Again.
Yeah, I
Yes.
mean, if there's no request, I mean, I'll push on for the 4 commissioners whose terms are going to expire in March. Although the 90-day holdover gives us 3 months, and then
I've been looking for you. What is your name? Gloria. Gloria. Yes. Okay, man. All right. I'll be there tomorrow.
I think we have a freeze, Director. We have a freeze on your screen. Joey? I think we have it might be a glitch.
I think we lost internet.
agenda for the
Oh, there it
February-
is. There's back. Joey, I think the director's feed is definitely it's jumbling.
Yeah. It's frozen right now.
It's frozen.
Yes.
let me know. And of course, Commissioners Camacho and Commissioner Westling, we can still move forward if you are interested. I just need to.
Director, we didn't catch about maybe
We don't have
50% of
internet?
what you yeah, no, yeah, you were freezing your and
Okay.
your whole,
You
feed
can
was
hear me
freezing.
now?
Yes,
Where did I cut off?
You might want to start again.
From the very beginning?
What you were saying. Yeah.
Okay. Something's going on, I guess, with the internet here in the ITC building.
Yeah.
Okay, so from the very beginning with the report,
No, well, no, I was about to move on to the next item until you I asked for
Okay.
questions and
okay,
So,
well,
yeah.
again, I need to be informed with from the commissioners, either, what's that, offsite or now if you prefer. But, you can call me up or text me on your own, if you're interested in, being reappointed for those 4 of you whose terms are expiring in March. That way I can move on them to, inform the front office, to send your nominations to the legislature. With Commissioner Camacho and Commissioner Westling, if you are interested, please let me know. And I don't think we'll have a problem with getting any of you nominated again. You know, it's difficult getting people to sit on boards. I'm aware of that. So please let me know. It's just that if I don't get any word from Commissioner Westling and Commissioner Camacho, conceivably today, this may be your last official position of the board as a board member. Okay, so if you don't get a hold of me, I'll take your silence as meaning you're not interested. Okay, so for those of you that are in March, yes, Commissioner Westling.
Yes, Director Birch, I will let you know that my husband is in support of me continuing 1 more term. And so if the legislature will approve me, I am willing to accept a nomination for 1 more term.
Yay.
Very
Yay.
good.
Commissioner Westling, inform the front
Very good.
office so
Okay,
they can send the
you.
necessary, start working on the necessary paperwork.
Okay, thank you.
And I believe that in the past, pending that, Attorney Tough, of course, we'd have to ask Attorney Gumatauto now, you know, when you sit on the board, should you receive a nomination from the front office, you know, whether or not you'll be you know, if it would be safe for you to vote on issues should they go into session, you know, after they go in session this Friday. But of course, it won't prevent you from actually participating, it's perhaps just the vote. You know, we don't want any of our actions taken here to be invalidated later on.
Correct.
So, okay, thank you, Commissioner Westling. I really appreciate you being on the board.
Yay.
I appreciate all of you. You know, Ancestral Lands does, and I'm glad that we have a full complement of board members. But with the rest, you know, you don't have to let me know openly, but you can inform me on the side message or whatever, what your intent is. You know, it just so happens that this year, your terms are all expiring on different months, but, and The one I don't understand is how come we have 4 board members expiring at the same month on the same day? I don't know how that worked out that way. Okay, so that's all I have to report, Mr. Chair.
Thank you,
any-
Director. Yeah, it'd be nice if this, if the board was able to maintain the commissioners. Everybody's been very, very productive and very effective in this particular board as it is. So I appreciate the service of everyone here. So it'd be nice if everybody was able to continue serving in the board. That would be great. But that's good news, Commissioner Westling. Okay, let's move on. Down to item number 5, GITA progress report.
Good afternoon, Commissioner Gouveia, Vice Chair Laguarnia, all commissioners, as well as GALC Director, Mr. Birch, your staff, and of course, Mr. Dan Swavely is representing Smith Bridge. My name's Tony Ariola, representing GITA, and I'm here to present to you the GITA Monthly Progress Report. Before I begin, I just want to address the board that Mr. Dan Swavely will be addressing the commission regarding a request on the Polaris Point property further down with the new business on the agenda. The following is a progress report on GITA's efforts to manage land bank trust property as required by Section 1 of the MOU between GITA and the GALC Land Bank Trust. First on the list is Weddingale Junction, Northern Market. Their monthly rent of $27,854.51. And their current outstanding balance is $1,800,631.28. GITA and GALC are currently exploring ways forward with Northern Market to address arrears, along with increased revenue for GALC in the long term. The work sessions are ongoing. The second one on the list is Apple Harbor Parcel 1. This is Quick Space. I have an update on this one. Their monthly rent of $4,029.02 with their outstanding balance as 0 because they made their payment yesterday, January 16, 2024. Apple Harbor Reservation F12, that's the Matson Navigation lease property. Their monthly rent of $27,733. They have an outstanding balance of $27,733, and their last payment was received December 13, 2023. F12R2, that's part of Apple Harbor Reservation as well. That's the Transsteel property. Their monthly rent of $500, and their total outstanding balance of $6,000. They've been paying down, I guess, due to their payment proposal. And their last payment was received on January 9, 2024 in the amount of $1,500. The Tengiz and Cable Landing Station, AT&T, their monthly rent of $22,939.42, an outstanding balance of 0. Their last payment received on January 3rd, 2024. The typhoon damage assessment claims are still ongoing. And legislation has been drafted to extend the term of the lease, and it was submitted to the GALC Commission during a previous board meeting. Lot Apra Harbor Reservation F12, that's the Smith Bridge, Guam, Polaris Point property. Their monthly rent of $8,800, outstanding balance is 0. Last payment received on January 3rd, 2024. Smith Bridge also is requesting the GALC Commission to allow future soil storage on property. And like I said, Mr. Swavely will be addressing the board in regards to this request later. Lot 10155, this is the Farmers Co-op. Their annual rent of calendar year 2022 with an outstanding balance of $3,728.52. Their CY 2022 50% annual lease payment of the amount of $3,730 was received December 4th, 2023. At the previous board meeting, the GALC Board Commission requested for inquiry regarding the U.S. Postal Service lease with Farmers Co-op. The limited information we received is that rental space began in May of 2023. And they're currently paying $1,632 of their monthly rent. Akita is requesting more information on their lease space, terms, and conditions. Once more info is provided, we will update the GALC Commission. Moving on to the Teton property, the Guam Environmental Protection Agency building, their monthly rent of $8,000 with an outstanding balance of $280,000. Their last payment received on December 13, 2023, with a lump sum payment of $16,000. Their typhoon damage assessment claims are still ongoing. Department of Public Health, that's the WIC building, their monthly rent of $8,400 with their outstanding balance of $29,099.35. Gita received a total lump sum payment of $25,200 on January 5th and January 8th of 2024. And also typhoon damage assessment claims are still ongoing. Other items in the list, the F12 Polaris mitigation plan. We just got word from Smith Bridge that their biological survey commenced December 21, 2023, and is still ongoing. And then, of course, we have the steps of the clearing permit after the biological survey is done. And then step 2 in the clearing, and step 3, which is final in the disposal of whatever hazardous materials. This concludes my GITA monthly progress report. Please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you for presenting this, giving me the opportunity to present this GITA report. Thanks.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you. Any questions? Okay, no further questions for Tony?
Just a comment, Mr. Chair.
Okay, Vice Chair. You're on mute. You're on mute.
Yeah, thank you,
Okay,
thank you, Mr. Ariola, for that report. That was a good collection on the WIC. We got a big payment on WIC, right? We got some collections that were, yeah, we've been getting hammered at the hearing, you know, that we need to start beefing up our collections. So just to remind all the board members that they're hounding on us. So that's good. We need to collect from is that EPA? All those big guns, and want to thank Mr. Swavely for keeping up with his deal. You know, and it's just good news that we're collecting. But I just want to let you all know that it's going to come up again. So we need to start shaking up our commitments. Thank you again, Tony, for that good report.
Okay, Mr. Chair.
Okay, Director.
Mr. Chair, yes. Regarding the motion to approve the minutes, I would ask that Commissioner Cruz make a motion to correct the date. Secretary Treasurer Cruz cited October 11, 2022 minutes to approve instead of December 13, 2023. Could we correct the motion to approve?
Okay, Commissioner Cruz.
Okay, go ahead and add that in, correct it to December.
Yes.
December 13.
December 13. All right, thank you for catching that.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Yes,
I heard that, but I didn't think that I thought that we were that far back, since we've been far back in other instances. So okay, thank you for that, for catching that, Mr. Director.
Well, Therese Tapasa is the one
We
that called
it. Yeah. Okay, so just to note, there's a correction on the date of the meeting, the approval minutes. It was inadvertently stated December 11th, and it should be December 13th, 2023.
Because the motion passed for the other date, do we have to correct the motion with
Just
another motion?
Just amend that.
Just amend it?
Yeah.
Okay, is that all agreed?
Yes.
I think so, unless we
Yeah.
have our legal counsel says anything about it,
I-
but I'm
I-
good with that.
Mr. Chair, I think we need to make a motion to amend and
Yeah.
then we vote to approve the amendment. Then it'll ratify it. I think that's the process for that.
That's correct.
Okay, let's just be safe and Commissioner Cruz make a motion to amend.
I think I just did, right? No? Wasn't
With
that?
the
I
correct date,
don't
with the
think that-
correct dates.
We're,
Okay,
Yeah, I don't think you gotta make a motion.
okay, so I'm making a motion to correct the date of the minutes to December, what date?
13, 2023.
To December 13, 2023. That's
Okay,
my motion.
motion on the floor to amend her previous motion. All in favor, aye?
No, we need to second it. I'll second that motion.
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah.
I'll second that
seconded by
motion.
Commissioner.
Yes, then,
Okay, it's seconded. Here
Okay.
we go. All in favor, aye?
aye.
I,
Okay, any nays? Okay, no nays.
Okay, wait, Mr.
Motion
Chairman,
passes. Okay, Vice Chair.
yeah, once we second it, then we go into discussion. Is there any further discussion on the matter? If not, then we go for the vote.
That's true.
Yeah, let's this legitimizes our meetings because anyone can
That is
contest
true.
it. Anyone can appeal and contest this, and they will win the case.
That is actually true. That is
Okay.
actually true. Okay.
Any discussion, right?
corrected? Is there? Yeah, any discussion?
You've already
No
voted.
discussions. Yeah, we voted or so it actually passed, but we'll know that for the next ones.
Yeah, further, please.
Okay, so Director, motion passes.
Thank you, commissioners.
But for sure, Vice Chair, you're correct. And that's noted. Okay, we move down to now, are we still on Gita's report regarding oh no, that's moving down, that's a new business. So our old business now, item number 6, Northern Market counter proposal.
Afternoon, Commissioners. This is Diego Mendiola from Gita. It's good to see all you guys. It's very exciting, Commissioner Westling. Thank you for being willing to serve again. It's never an easy decision, and as you know, as you all know, family really plays a big deal in those kinds of decisions we make to, to serve our people and everything. So, very happy to still have you willing to continue with us. Your input has always been valuable and, look forward to and well respected. So, thank you for that. As the commission knows, we've been, working with the subcommittee as well as Northern Market. Just to let the commission know, Mr. Calvo, representing Northern Market, had to leave island this morning, so he's still in the air. However, he really, really wanted to be at this meeting, and so he told me that he's leaving this morning, told me yesterday, and that he will be back on Tuesday. So he is requesting if the commission is willing, to have a work session with him that he'd like to attend, or a special meeting, after Tuesday next week. He just really liked the opportunity to, be present to make his pitch and, give whatever he can to make the board comfortable, the commission comfortable. So, that's what I have to-
Thanks.
Okay.
Can we address that now? Director, can we address that now with our legal counsel? Is there anything?
We
is there any
can.
issues with that?
I'd like to inform you that I see Commissioner Reyes. He's on with us right now. I see his iPhone. Commissioner Reyes.
I don't see him right now.
Right, I can.
Oh, there he is. I see his phone. There he is.
But he's not responding.
Okay.
Oh, there he is.
There he is. There he is. Okay.
There we go. Sorry about that.
There you go.
I'm here.
All right.
Sort of here.
All right. Your presence noted.
Thank you.
Okay, Attorney Gumatalto, I think the chairman has a question for you. Should we do you recommend that we meet in a work session with Mr. Calvo regarding his I guess Northern Market?
Well, it's certainly up to the board to decide if they want to do that, but they're allowed to do that.
Are there any cautions that you might have for us or for the board?
Well, the board can't make any decisions at that meeting and make any promises.
Okay.
Mr. Chair?
Yes. Who is that, Vice Chair?
Yes.
Yes,
This
Vice
is this is to address Mr. Diego and the entire board. We were at that work session, and then there was also a report that you submitted as a which entails the details of that event that we had. We did discuss several items that we were had matters of concern. So I think we were all received that. I do believe we all received that report, and that there were certain points there that we suggested that that we go over with them. I mean, as he was supposed to come up with any of those items there, Mr. Diego. Did you discuss those matters with him as a result of our work session?
Well, Mr. Vice Chair, I wanted to, I know that I was told that, I could speak to him. So, so I did, just briefly, because he was telling me that he was leaving. But, my advice to him was, if you're hoping for the commission to approve, then, you need to, at least be willing to make them more comfortable with, something more attractive would be nice, but ultimately this is their decision. And if you want to, roll the dice on it, and you understand that this is the commission's decision, then that's entirely up to you. So, what he's asking for is, is for a chance to, I discussed some of the ideas that the committee came up with. And so that's why he asked for, he would like to, sit down with the committee, and if at all possible, if the commission is willing. And it's just that he was in the air at the current moment in time, but is coming back Tuesday. And so that's why he's asking for a chance to speak, if the commission is willing. Yeah.
Commissioner Rios, you have your answer?
I did. Thank you. Sorry again for chiming in late. I just, I know that we were just listening to legal talk about us being able to meet with a representative from Northern Market, but which I all thought, I mean, from our last chat, that we thought that was not possible, but through legal it is. Now we know it is. And I guess I had another question for legal, was the amount of members or commissioners that are allowed in that work session, because we seem to think that we could only have 3 commissioners, and we could not have a Northern Market representative. So I just wanted to clarify that, if legal could clarify that, because I was one of the members that, would have liked to have been there, but I was, I guess, removed from that meeting. So I just wanted to find out if is there a cap on how many commissioners are allowed to be at a work session? I know that we cannot make decisions, but is there a cap? And maybe legal can clarify that, so that on the next work session, all that would like to attend and would attend are able to attend. That's all. Question for legal. Thank you.
Okay,
I have
very
a
good question.
comment. I have a comment.
Okay,
and our attorney can confirm this. Being a member of the Guam Ancestral Land since 2003, this question has been brought up over and over. On a work session, because we cannot make any decision, we can only make a recommendation. We cannot have more than 3 members without, if it's more than 3, we need to advertise it. So and also I'm comfortable with the 3 because then they can really brainstorm. They are volunteers who are continuously working on on certain tasks, such as like Commissioner Wesley, for instance. She has been really very great and on top of her recommendation and her observation on this list. Now, yes, Commissioner Rios, I recall that, and it's confirmed by the last minute that you did volunteer. There's supposed to be 3. Then Vice Chair decided that she wanted to be in the meeting too. So the 3 of you needed to say, well, who is really going to be in the meeting? So that was decided. The Vice Chair decided, he wanted to go ahead and be in that meeting. And Commissioner Rios did not object. It's okay. So that, yeah, and not like that, having a representative from an attorney from the Northern Market may influence the decision with the commissioners. So I really strongly do not suggest that. I suggest that whatever results of the working session be presented to us. So if it's ready, present it today. If not, we can table it to another meeting. Thank you.
Commissioner Lino?
I would suggest that we table this until the next meeting because, it's so confusing, and we could all see the recommendations from the special meeting and something like that. Yes, I understand that no decision can be made during the work session. So I feel that we should table this until the next meeting.
We're not.
I have a question.
Okay,
Is
wait.
Is the task force ready to present their make their recommendations?
Okay. One second, Commissioner Cruz. Go ahead, Commissioner Wessling first. Commissioner Wessling.
Yeah, I would still like Attorney Gumatautau's response to Commissioner Rios's question before we move on, please.
That's right. He did not respond.
Attorney Gumatato, there's a question for you.
I'm waiting. So is the chair authorizing me to answer the question?
Yes.
Okay, yes,
may.
sir. Okay. So what we're concerned about with when they say don't meet with more than 3 is triggering the open government law. And once you trigger the open government law, we have to follow the rules for that. And then you might as well just go ahead and have a board meeting. It's going to be treated the same way as a board meeting because you're going to have more than 3 people there. And then you would be free to make a decision there, and you would be free then, but then the public is going to be involved in everything. And I know you're trying to maintain your transparency. So, but the purpose of a work session is to allow you to do just that, to work. And you can actually negotiate or discuss things with somebody. But again, always have to be careful and not make a decision or even a straw vote on it. You have to leave it to where you have an open government session, which would be a normal board meeting. So that's why they caution you not to try to have more than 3 people at a work session.
Okay, thank you, legal counsel. I think what's clear is we could go ahead and have a work session, and if we have if we have a quorum, whatever the quorum is, okay, because some commissioners, I think their quorum is a different number, but whatever if we have a quorum, then I think we need to publish the meeting and make it public. But in the past, our work sessions is basically we had volunteers that could commit to showing up for these work sessions. That's why some of us could not, and so it's actually open to any one of the board members for any one of these work sessions. Sometimes we have it as a whole, or it might be a subcommittee to go and that can commit to making all these however long that this work session is going to go. That's why it's actually I like to see as many as in that work session. I like to see as many as we could, but we kept it to a minimum below the quorum so that we don't have to deal too much with the open government issue and still maintain transparency. So from now on, any other future work sessions we have, we could have more. I'm fine with it, but we will need to publish it. So the situation with Northern Market, it was made known to everyone who wanted to be a part of the subcommittee, and if there's other people want to be on it, I'm fine with it. And we just have to address it with we have to publish it if we have a quorum. And I think even with that quorum in a work session, I don't think we're supposed to make any decisions. Director, I don't think so, right? Legal counsel, even if we published it and it's a work session, I guess no decisions, right?
Well, if it's truly a work session, then you're not making any decisions. But if you've reached a quorum, see, this is the confusion. If you reach a quorum of board members, then you're treating it as a board meeting. Then you're free to do what you would normally do in a business meeting. That's why.
Yeah.
Remember, the law is going to require you to publish your agenda.
Right.
Yeah, I that makes it clear, because I think then that's kind of like subverting the main board, and the main board is the one that should make the decision as a whole. So
That's
that kind of leaves open, some discrepancies with regard to if we have a quorum, and that quorum can legally make a decision and pass a decision without the main body. That's another issue, because we have a quorum and we published it.
But there's no.
So I guess in the past, that's why we played it safe and just stayed below the quorum, so that we can't have it. Even if we decided to inadvertently vote it, it doesn't count. So, Mr. Rios, does that kind of like clear things up for you, or?
I think what I'm hearing, if please correct me if I'm wrong, but what I'm hearing is we should publicize a work session in case we have more than 3, but it's still a work session and we just can't make decisions. Because then that would mean, Mr. Chair, you're allowing all and available commissioners to attend the work session. And if we publicize it, that'll be in case we have more than four or more members. But in a work session, regardless of how many members show up, it's still a work session and not an actual board meeting. And I feel like I understand, and I understand.
Yeah, but that's not how the legal counsel said that we can make a decision, because it'll be like a regular board meeting, even though we say to ourselves it's a work session. We can say to ourselves it's a work session, but legally we published it and we got a quorum. We can make a decision and it's binding according to what he's saying.
I was not understanding it that way.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Let me clarify.
Okay, go ahead. There you go.
But I'm sorry, Commissioner Rios. Commissioner Rios,
Thank you.
1 minute. Legal counsel is going to clarify. Okay, legal counsel.
All right. So if it's a regular board meeting, you're going to follow all the open government. Okay. If it's a work session, you don't have to do that, because it's merely a work session. And the reason you're able to distinguish between the two is the number of board members that attend it. So normally a work session is a subcommittee or a committee other than the board. But if you're going to publish it, you're going to only publish it not as a work session, you're going to publish it as a board meeting. You follow all the rules for a board meeting. And that's when you can make decisions. But it's not that it automatically becomes a board meeting. If you publicize as a board meeting, you have to treat it as a board meeting. You can't then affect and say, oh, we didn't have a quorum, so we're going to drop it into a work session. It doesn't go that way. So you either treat it as a work session and you follow the rules for that, or you go to a full board meeting and follow the rules for that. It's one or the other. It can't be a blend of the two.
I see. So just to clarify, if we have a quorum, we have to publish it.
there's no quorum requirement there's no quorum requirement for a work session.
Okay, so we can have as many members as we'd like.
No, you can't have more than three.
Okay, so we can't have a quorum. Okay,
Keep using the word
Understood.
quorum. Quorum's only used when you're talking about a board meeting.
that's kind of confusing. It's kind of confusing because we were thinking we can't have a quorum.
You can't have three or more. That's what he's saying. You can't have three or more.
No,
Stating it.
I think, the way I'm hearing
I'm more than
it-
three.
More, yeah, what I'm hearing is that if we have more than three, which in the case of our board, more than three constitutes a quorum of the board. Whether we call it a work session or it could be considered also a full board meeting because we have a quorum, it will have to be publicized. Okay, it will have to be publicized. If we keep the work session or the number of attendees to under 4, 1 to 3, then there's no requirement to publicize.
That's correct.
And it's just considered,
A work
we'll
session.
call it a work session, okay? But it's
Yes.
when we cross over greater than the number of 3, then the open law government rules apply and we have to advertise, we have to leave it, it has to become a public meeting, open for the public to participate. And it basically defeats the purpose of a work session for a subcommittee to hash out details in order to come up with recommendations for the board. That's
Correct.
how I understand this.
Correct.
Okay, so my thoughts on this, Mr. Chairman, is
Okay.
that we establish who is going to be on this work session subcommittee of 3 people.
To maintain continuity, I think we need to stick with what we have to maintain continuity because it's like we're going to start all over again.
Does the board support this? Because Mr. Rios did express a desire to be part of it as well. Do this.
Or we do a board meeting with it and publish it and have more than 3. Commissioner
like,
Camacho, Commissioner Camacho. Commissioner
So
Camacho, you got-
it's my understanding that the subcommittee had already met. And then there are findings, right? There are findings that are being presented. So I think that perhaps we could just schedule a special session to discuss Northern Market specifically. It'll be a board meeting. It's a special session. So we go through all the open government law requirements and discuss it openly as a board now. Because we've already, I think we can move past the subcommittee. They met, they did their looked into the matter and they have something to present. So I think we just move forward with a special meeting to discuss Northern Market specifically.
I think that's a great idea. That way everybody's involved. Everybody can be involved with it right now. We've already had several meetings in the subcommittee and we've been going back and forth. I
Yeah,
think that's a great idea. We'll call a special meeting. Everybody can get involved. Vice Chair?
I agree with Commissioner Camacho. Totally agree. And as for Mr. Commissioner Rios, yeah, you know, I kind of like wanted to get involved. I'm sorry that, you know, for the reason why is because after that, the oversight hearing, let's wake up to it, people. It's been 10 years. We figured it out. It's been 10 years and they've been hounding on us on that matter. So we decided to start getting in with the ball now and start playing hardball and start getting things done. Because I've been scrutinized publicly that I've been there for over 20 years. And this thing has been, what matters have been done to even disperse and start giving out monies. I mean, compensation. So I decided to just start, actually, as a matter of fact, I even wanted to come in and let's start doing yeah, right, and start doing face-to-face meetings so that we can get fully engaged. Because speaker and the senators, lucky thing there were only 3 of them there. But I stood up and I told him, I said, if we had left this to the young new members that come in, they won't have the knowledge that we have attained in those 20 years. And we did a good job. According to what I see, 20 years was $16 million that we held up. And they're asking to disperse those monies, do something. And I said, you want us to do that? We're going to wipe it out with just one particular group of families. I mean, group of landowners. So I just decided to just come in and then like our chairman said, we have to start taking action. And we did in finality right now. We did receive, I think all of you, Mr. Diego, you did send out a report, right, of our work session. And I believe everyone has a copy of that. Review that. I received it.
It's in our packet. You can see it in our packet.
Right. But I received it prior to that and I read it. And it was pretty much in detail, all the points that we discussed with the presence of our chairman and Commissioner Westling and I and other members of GITA. And there was like 3 or 4 members from GITA, I believe. And like Commissioner Camacho said, it is presented. So let's get down to business. And we did get into some heavy duty engagement. As a matter of fact, Commissioner Westling laid it out, and we need to look at it because this they're asking for 30 years. Was it 30? I counted 30 years, 40 years, I believe, that we will start receiving payment. Look at that report. Look at their counter proposal. I sure hope you guys looked at that.
I'm real sorry. Where was the report sent to? I'm looking at today's packet and I'm not seeing anything from GITA or a title to make it look like
I
their
believe it
report.
was a separate report sent by the director.
Yes,
By the director.
are you looking for it'll be in the GITA report from December 11. If you're looking at the summary of the work session that was sent out to you, that'll be listed as January 12th. It'll be under the GITA Real Property Manager Report from December 11.
Sent January 13th.
Yeah, that
13th. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't.
15th.
I don't have anything. I'm looking.
Commissioner Westling, which one are you looking for? For the
Well, I just went back. I'm sorry about this, folks, but January 12th, there was from Teresa, just Guam public notices.
Okay, so check.
Then I have, what's the next
I'm
date?
looking at the date of the report. Let me pull up my.
It was sent on January 15.
January 15th?
Yeah.
On your computer.
Okay.
Yeah.
January 15th, I have.
At 9:27 p.m.
Yeah, I have nothing from GITA or from the director. And then in today's packet, I don't see anything for
Luisa, it looks like it went to your GALC email.
I see. Okay. Okay. Not to my personal. Okay. Okay. I will go into that email. Thank you. Thank you, Angie.
I'd like to add something real quick, Director.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Vice Chair's comments really are more towards, of course, the rules and regs and the beneficiaries, but in particular, what we're getting heat for right now is the arrears. That that's an issue we kind of like put in the back burner for a while. And now I guess we're getting the heat of addressing those arrears, in particular to northern markets arrears. It's coming back to haunt us now significantly. But with regard to having the special meeting, I think we need to get the board up to par first before that special meeting. With regard to just exactly what happened on those work sessions, especially the latest work session. So I don't know how we want to address that, whether we just wait for the special meeting, but I think the board needs to hear about some of the progress we made during the work session, or what we came up with in the work session. Any thoughts on that?
I agree.
At least
yeah,
in particular the last work session.
Mr. Chairman. Okay, now that Commissioner Westling has been notified that the repair ancestral land smell, everyone has received it, I believe. So review the proposal and review the summary of that meeting, of the work session, and then let's decide. Let's have a special meeting, like Commissioner Camacho said, and let's hash it out there. Okay.
Okay. So Diego, Gita,
Yes, sir.
You did give a summarization of all the work sessions we did, right? In particular, the last one.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
and we all received that.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
I just resent it to Commissioner Westling.
Okay, let's do our homework. Well, let's do our homework and let's study it, and then we'll have the special meeting with Mr. Calvo, and I think we're good to go. And we could address with the director some of the points in those work sessions, if need be, before the meeting.
Okay.
Commissioner Camacho.
So my understanding is we can go ahead and schedule the special meeting, but of course, giving all of the time for notices. So Mr. Birch, maybe within 2 weeks.
Yes, we're checking the exact date now. Commissioner Westling, just for your information, I resent the information to you to both your email addresses.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, so if we're scheduling a special meeting, my understanding is then we will be inviting Mr. Calvo to attend.
Yes.
Mr. Chair or Mr. Director and the attorney,
Vice Chair.
would it be advisable to perhaps place him in the Northern Marketing in a breakout room, so that we can meet prior to the before having him join us, so that we can share all our points and then come to some sort of common ground. And then we have an idea, a big picture as to how we're going to make that presentation to him. I would believe that would be a better option, because we put him in. What do you put those rooms, right, Mr. Commissioner Camacho? Put it. What do you call those? Not a breakout room. They call them a
Panic room.
No, there's a room there. What do you call that?
Joey, do we have a room? Yeah. What do you call that room?
We can do a breakout room, or were you thinking executive session?
Right, something like that.
It's a breakout room.
If we declare an executive session for need of legal advice or on personnel issues, then we can go into a breakout room. And that
that what it is, it's not called a.
I've always. If we were
no
public,
they usually just put him on the side. He's not with he's attending. He's invited to the meeting, but not in that particular session with us, all board members. And then once we hash it out, we pull him in. Forgot the name of that room, man.
Yeah, I understand, Vice Chair, what you're trying to say, but the open government law restricts us from cutting anyone off from an open meeting. It's an open meeting. That's basically the open government law, the requirement. Now, there are exceptions during the open meetings that we can go into what we could call a breakout room, and that's through executive session. Executive sessions are called when we need to confer with legal counsel on an issue, or we're discussing personnel issues that are not to be made public. So we would go
Right.
into executive session. So Joey Longuero is correct. We can get further clarification from Attorney Gumatalto if you need. But yes, we just, with open government law, at GovGuam, as government officials, we cannot exclude the public from our discussions while we have enough members to make or a quorum where decisions can be made. Decisions according to open government law should not be made outside the public view.
Yeah, another thing too is the special.
For the,
Vice Chair,
for the
there you
special,
go.
yeah, for the special meeting. It's a special meeting. We are allowed to have a special meeting to conduct only one topic,
Yes,
and
Yeah,
that's
one
it.
topic, yeah.
Northern marketing, but it's not a breakout room. They put them in it's a term they use by Zoom. Forgot what it
Yes.
was. Some sort of
It is called. a
But
breakout room.
he hears everything that's going on though, right? He basically hears the discussion.
no. What we do is we allow them to attend our meeting, but then we put them on a side room. Then we discuss it, and then after we come to a common ground, we bring him back in. Then we
Oh.
present our findings as to what our common ground was.
we're not allowed to do that, not by the open government law. Sorry. Unless we need legal counsel to provide us on a legal issue in this case. It's the open government law, and I have to admit, in negotiations, it puts the government officials at a disadvantage. But the reason for that is to also prevent any sign of any corruption or collusion or anything that is not right. It's to protect the public and allow the public full view of our actions. So yeah, we can't do that if our intent is to simply cut them out of the discussions that we're having. The only time we could do it is if we need legal advice, and legal would advise us that we should go into executive session so he can discuss something that is important for us to know on this. And only legal would be able to tell us what that is. But for, I don't want any of us or any of you to get in trouble, where somebody could file a complaint against the board or any member of the board for violating the open government law.
Okay, just to try to finalize, let's do our homework, get a good understanding of the pros and cons of the proposal. And then what I believe is, remember, he was asking to Mr. Calvo was asking to have a work session with us. I guess he's got other incentives, or maybe he wants to make some things clear about why it's a good deal. But now we're gonna have this special session, and he'll have his chance to present more advantages for us to take the deal or not. Let's see how it goes. So basically that's what it is. He wanted to sit with us on a work session. So I guess his intent is to try to, of course, sell us on the idea. So we just need to see what we came up with, the pros and the cons. We're going to have the special session. Everybody's going to be there. We get to ask questions, look it over, and then we could make a decision.
Okay,
A sound decision.
Mr. Chair, if we're going to have a special session, if you approve the agenda today, I could send out the notices based on the open government law and all the requirements. The earliest on the open government law, if I send out the ad tomorrow, will be Tuesday, January 30. If not, if you need time to approve the agenda, I'd have to get it out this Friday, for the meeting to occur Wednesday, January 31, for a special meeting. Remind you that on the special meeting, we only have one agenda item. We do not discuss minutes or anything of any other meeting. It's simply one agenda. And it has to be
Let's make it a week. Let's make it a week after that, Director.
a week
What do you
after.
guys think?
So So you're talking
At least
about
sometime a
February.
week later, that way everybody has enough time to, and then, we can, if there's other questions, they can get a hold of you.
Okay,
Or
if it's
we
in
can get a hold of
February,
Gita, and then just to finalize one.
if it's in February, then rather than having a special meeting, I would recommend that we schedule this during our regular meeting. Because a week after that will be February 7, but February 14, Valentine's Day, that's the second Wednesday of the month. We may as well just call it a regular meeting because it'll be in the next month.
No, what's wrong with the 30th and the 31st?
So I'm saying they're available
Do we have
for a
enough?
special meeting.
Do we have enough? Everybody's fine then? I'm fine with it if everybody's,
Yeah.
fine with getting themselves up, understanding what happened in the work session. The pros and the cons of the proposal. If everybody's good with it, I'm fine with the 30th.
Yeah. That gives you a week and a half. Matter of fact, yeah.
Okay, everybody.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Commissioner
9
Cruz,
working
you're good?
days. That's 9 working days.
Commissioner Rios?
He's on mute.
Are we
There
good
he
with the
is.
30th?
I'm good. Yes,
Yeah.
Good
thank
with
you.
the 30th?
Appreciate that,
Okay.
Mr. Chair.
Of course.
Vice Chair,
Sounds
thank
good.
you. Sounds good.
Thank you.
Okay.
Commissioner Lino? Commissioner Lino? Okay, Director? Let's do
Okay,
it.
so we'll do for January 30, the agenda is Northern Market. It'll be one item. If the legislature goes into session this Friday, that will conclude the official tenure of two of our commissioners, Commissioner Camacho and Westling. Although it doesn't prevent them from participating,
Yeah.
but I would recommend that they not vote,
Yeah, they cannot.
right? Because they won't officially be on the board.
Mm-hmm. So we won't have to.
So, but we will have a quorum available, so is that the agenda, as I understand it, and the special meeting date? January 30, Tuesday at 2 p.m.
Yes.
Northern Market?
Very good. 2 p.m.
Okay,
everybody. 2 p.m. is good. Okay.
Sorry, Vice Chair.
Okay.
with the mute.
No, wait, one more time. Let me clarify this. They won't be able to vote, but they will be able to participate in the discussions,
Participate.
correct?
yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's the important part, you
That's
know?
what we want. That's what we need. That's what
You
we
know,
need. We need
for-
everybody's
yeah.
take.
For your information,
Hi, Ben.
board members, that was a heavy duty
Good
work session. Commissioner Camacho, Commissioner Cruz, Commissioner Lino, Commissioner Rios. Man, it just woke us up. And
Yes.
I would like to thank Commissioner Westling for really getting down and dirty. But you guys, we need to take action and do something. But we need to look at it. Just take a look at it and get things done. That's all I can say.
Commissioner Camacho. Commissioner Camacho.
Yeah, because we're on the item of Northern Market, is it appropriate for the committee to speak with us today? We don't need to take any action, but is it appropriate for them to share light on some of the findings?
Yes, we could, but we could do that. Let's see, Gita. I know you had I know you got Mr. Swavely on the side there.
Well,
Maybe we could do that after we finish with because this would be, and I'm glad you brought that up. I think it's a great idea for us to run through some of it without some of the points with the work session. But shall we have Gita at least complete their report? The new business, where are we at? We're on new business? No, we're we're new business, right?
It's my understanding is we're still in old business, Northern Market.
Oh
yes,
yeah,
we're on old business.
Oh yeah, yes. Okay, so let's put a hold on that for now, and we'll go back to it after we complete at least new business. Is that okay with everybody?
In the meantime,
Yes.
be reading the summary.
Okay, yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and move down, and we'll get back to item 6, old business. So Diego, if you can continue and move on down to item 7, new business.
Sure.
Well, a new business, the first one will be the AT&T resolution. It'll be very short.
Yep.
Okay, so just to remind you, at the last meeting, the board approved proposed legislation to be sent to the legislature. That's an act to authorize the extension of the term of the lease between the Guam Ancestral Lands Commission and AT&T Corporation. What we needed to have and transmittal to the legislature is a resolution supporting that legislation that we approved. So that's what you're presented with right now. It's resolution number 2024-001. It's an extension of the term of the lease between Guam Ancestral Lands Commission and AT&T Corporation. Would you like me to read the entire resolution, or you have it right in front of you? It's basically.
Yeah, I don't see it in my packet, but go ahead and
read it.
And put it up. Yeah, or put it up and.
Okay.
Joey, can you put it up?
Let me pull it up.
If it's basically mirrors the same language we did before, I don't think we'll have an issue.
Okay, there we go. Basically what it does is it pretty much states that, and it resolves that the Guam Ancestral Lands Commission, its summary, supports the proposed legislation to extend the lease between Ancestral Lands and AT&T Corporation. And it transmits the legislation to the resolution to the legislature with its recommendation to authorize the extension of the lease between the Guam Ancestral Lands Commission and AT&T, and to seek legislative approval for the proposed legislation. In short, that's what it is. If you, Joey, go all the way down to the now therefore it be resolved, there you go. That's the final. The rest of it just pretty much says that the board met, made this decision, and now this is the transmittal.
That's good.
So all I need is for the board to make a motion, and second it, and grant its approval. And then we could sign off on it, Mr. Chair, with our Secretary Treasurer, and send this document to the legislature so that we could move forward with the AT&T lease extension.
Okay, very good.
Mr. Chair?
Yeah, Vice Chair?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Director. Was
You're
there an opportunity for any possible increase by any chance?
They wrote in their letter to us that they want to increase to at least the fair market value.
Okay. I'm fine with that. Yeah.
Does that resolution limit that, or it just?
No, it does
No?
not. It simply says that basically it says that the board approved proposed legislation. It doesn't and so it will be the legislation will be attached to it. It's a transmittal resolution.
Okay, very good, very good. Commissioner Wessling, you had your hands up.
Yeah, the resolution doesn't have an extension date or timeline. Does it need to have that?
Yeah, that's in the
lease agreement.
proposed legislation. The legislation that we approved, it's attached to it in your packet. We could also pull that up. This was the legislation, and basically it's attachment A. There you go.
Okay.
That's what's attached to it, and it's in there.
Okay, so the resolution doesn't have to say, that we support an extension till,
No.
December 30th, 2030. It doesn't need that.
It doesn't need that. It
Okay.
states that that the proposed legislation was taken up by the board and approved, and now we're transmitting it to the legislature.
Okay, thank you for that clarification.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So just to clarify, Director, this is just for an extension of another 5 years, correct?
I believe if you look at the term at the bottom, section 2 there, Joey's just increased it.
Yeah.
Yes. It's for 50 years commencing October 1, 2024.
24.
Oh, I see. Okay.
They approved the 50 years.
Yes, the board approved this already. This proposed legislation
right.
has already gone
Yeah.
before the board.
So
Yeah.
it kind of like it supersedes that 9 increments or 9 what do you call those 9 renewals? Huh?
Yeah, it includes all of
5
that
years.
because
It's
that was the
included.
intent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't get rid of that. Yeah. Okay. Very good.
So
Those
a motion
9-year,
is needed.
5-year extensions.
A
Yeah.
motion's needed for the approval of this resolution 2024-001. Is that it?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. We need a motion. Okay, everybody's fine-tuning the language. Okay, Commissioner Camacho.
Mr. Chairman,
Miss-
I'd like to make a motion.
Yeah, but could I add just something? I'm thinking that we should say, I'm looking at the now therefore be it resolved. Just to add in at the very end, the proposed, where it says, the proposed legislation, just add in your motion to amend that to say attached herewith. I have it, at the very end of Joey, you could, load it up a little bit. Okay, at the very end of where it says, now therefore be it resolved, the very end of that statement, Guam Ancestral Lands Commission, AT&T Corporation, to seek legislative approval for the proposed legislation and to amend that at the very end to say attached herewith. So they see it's attached to the proposal. I mean, to the resolution.
So you're talking about after the word legislation.
Attached, yes, attached herewith. That would take care of it.
2 words, attached herewith, correct?
That's it. Yes, correct.
Okay, Commissioner Camacho, you can make your motion if you still desire to make your motion.
Sure. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to adopt resolution number, is it adopt or approve? Approve resolution number 2024-001 with an amendment, to include the words attached herewith after, under the section of now therefore be it resolved after the last 2 words proposed legislation attached herewith.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor to approve the resolution. May I hear a second?
Commissioner Lino has.
second that.
Oh, okay, Commissioner Rios has seconded. All in favor? Aye.
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 Any nays? No nays. Director, the motion passes.
Thank you, commissioners.
You're welcome.
Okay, so Jus Masi, great. Okay, Diego, Gina, let's continue.
Okay, we're moving on to Smith Bridge. Okay, Mr. Dan, you're up, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you all. I'll make this really quick. Smithbridge is doing fine down there. We're rolling out our final land uses. There has come to our attention a need for a temporary land use down there, and this would be to store excavated material from project sites. We do a lot of excavation, and then we have to put that excess material somewhere for a while, and we'd like to store it on the Polaris site wherever there might be room. It will only be there for a few weeks, let's say up to 90 days at the most, after which we will move it up to our GIGO quarry site and process it for aggregate. This would be a pile of excavated material, no more than maybe 200 feet by 200 feet at the most. They come, they go. We may never need it again, frankly. We did need it a few weeks ago when I first initiated this request, but the timeliness of everything required us to truck it up to GIGO to begin with. Now, our lease does say that we can employ any permitted use in this M2 zone with of course, with the commission's written approval. So I'm just asking if we could have your approval to temporarily store, if we have room, excavated material for up to 90 days, and then in and out like that. Yeah, that's really what it amounts to. Now, the other likelihood is that as these piles come and go, we're going to need one or two of them at least to finish the grading there for the foundation for the concrete batch plant and the warehousing. We're going to have to bring in some fill for that anyway, because that's a low area. So we'd have to bring it up anyway. So maybe we'll use it for that. But in any case, it would be a pile of excess material. In addition to the limit of 90 days, it would only be clean material, right? No vegetation, no debris in it. And that's what we're asking for.
Okay. Okay, where are we at? Gita, regarding their request, you're familiar with the area there? I mean, we have an agreement with them to clean up anyway, so I don't think it's an issue. But you're familiar with the area they're talking about, right?
Yes, sir. They, Smith Bridge is, this is it's just another part of their, their normal operations, as the type of company that they are. They're extremely reputable. They've been here on Guam forever. I don't remember in my life before a Smith Bridge era. Only Dan Swavely's that old, but but I mean, it's in my own personal opinion, Mr. Swavely and Smith Bridge is the most forthcoming tenant I've ever encountered. I mean, this is something that's, it's incidental and part of their normal operations. And I was telling him, Dan, why are you asking? That's like part of what you do. But Dan and Smith Bridge is extremely respectful to the commission and say, well, it doesn't say in our lease specifically, so just to be on the safe side, I say, okay. So that is the request of Smith Bridge. it's nothing unusual. Every contractor that has ever been on Guam has always needed, a temporary storage of either, just parking trucks or, just, moving, building or site material from one place to another. And so, GITA doesn't see any issue at all with Smith Bridge's request. But, being as very forthcoming as Mr. Swavely is and always has been, he wanted to bring it to the commission to, just make it a formal request and, put it to bed. So that's all I have for that.
Okay,
Thank
and
you.
it's kind of like an advantage because for the commission, because it kind of like clears up more of the property for availability for adding into the lease, right? Or is that
Well,
that's a
yeah, that's a separate thing, but this
That's-
this kind of activity, it would help them in that regard. Yes. And
Yeah.
anything the commission does to assist a good tenant in moving their operations forward is a mutually beneficial thing. So given that it's a simple request to be specific and say it didn't mention it specifically in my lease, but I'd like to bring it to the commission to ask their permission. So I think it's a good thing. But as always, it's always the the commission's discretion of
Very good, very good. Just take note of the area that just in case we have to go back to that sometimes. Say, okay, where was that actually at or something? Okay, any other questions, board members?
Thank you.
I-
Thank you. And I want to thank Diego and my son and tell his mom I'm very proud of him today. Thank you.
I got a comment.
Okay, Vice Chair.
I take that into account, Mr. Diego. But I have two points.
Okay.
The first is will the aggregate where would that be coming from, if I may ask? Is that from off island or on island, and you'll be just relocating it from one place to another?
Oh, that's right, Mr. Vice Chair. The aggregate that originally started this request was coming from the GTA data center along Governor Carlos Camacho Road there, where the big cables are coming in. And then we have other excavation coming up on Naval Station and even in the port area. So it's generally within that area, and it's clean aggregate. It would be mostly limestone or some limestone and basalt, depending upon exactly the geological conditions of the site we're working on.
And you won't be digging from our site.
Negative.
Okay. Yeah.
No, we don't want that.
Yeah, we don't want to bring up the matter because with the main issue with the Chamorro Land Trust and the racetrack area that we don't, that you may say reputable, but they Smith Bridge has put a name out in public.
That's true. That's
So
true.
just to keep everybody aware, we need to keep our eyes and ears open.
Of course.
Thank you.
And we will be coming with a request to initiate our lease extension shortly. Our lease says that before 60 days before the end of the fourth year, which would be 2026 something, before then we have to come with a request to extend our lease. We'll be coming in with that sooner, knowing that there is so much work now planned for the Naval Station and commercial port that there will be a need for a concrete batch plant down there for many years to come. So that'll be on your desk in the next couple of weeks. Thank you.
Okay, very good. Any other questions for
To include escalating costs.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
By the way, Mr. Swavely, that storage area, it's not going to be subject to contamination, will it?
No. In fact, that would be illegal as part of our lease. Yeah.
No, I'm just throwing in a pun with that.
Yeah. With respect to contamination, today I finished review of the biological survey report for the five contaminated acres.
Okay.
And I approved the payment of that. A couple little changes, but there are no deal breakers in there. We have no rare, threatened, or endangered species
Awesome.
of flora and fauna. And so that we can file that report now with the clearing permit to move ahead with the next step of that contaminated acreage.
Very good, very good, very
That is
good.
good news. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Very good, very good. Any other questions for Mr. Swaley? Okay, no further questions. Dan, thank you.
Process.
So do we need to make an approval, a motion? We need to make a motion?
Wait, one more question. How much of the area, how much area is going to be utilized, sir?
A 200 by 200 area is what I heard him say, right? Something like that?
I said 200 by 200, about it, at the most about an acre. You know, this is something that we don't know yet, right? Maybe 50 square feet, maybe an acre. I'm not sure. It's project driven and we don't have those projects yet, but we know this need is an occurring operation of ours. Yeah.
Wow. So you don't know.
Yeah.
Could extend it to further up into extended property there, so you don't know the size of your usage at this time.
Well, we don't know the size of the footprint of a stockpile, but I'm saying we can restrict it to whatever the commission, you know, feels is appropriate. I'm just suggesting no more than 200 by 200, which is basically an acre. If you want to say 100 by 100 or 150 by 150 or whatever, of course, we're happy for anything we can get. Yeah.
This space is not inclusive in your lease, the size of your lease.
It is,
right?
man. It is. It's within our lease area.
Your lease area, okay.
Yes. It's within our lease area, but it's not a specific permitted use in our lease area.
For that.
But the lease does say we can come back and ask you for permission to put something there which would be permitted in an M2 zone, and stockpiling material is permitted.
Got it.
That's the step on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But in essence, you're paying for the lease on that particular piece of property.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Inclusive, it's within.
It's in it. They're paying. It's part of the lease. They're leasing that piece of property, so it's within the lease properties. That's what he's confirming.
Correct.
So, we may have a motion on the floor. If there's no objections.
Is it plugged in?
No, it's okay. Because it's already charged. Just make sure you don't step on it. Yeah.
By the way, Gita, you're okay with the request, right? You're okay with the
Yes, sir.
request?
Yeah,
Okay.
we don't see any issues with it.
I don't see any issues.
Mr. Chair,
Commissioner Rios?
I'd like to put a motion on the floor to approve the 200 by 200 use for
Okay.
lay down material or excess material to be stored temporarily.
Okay, motion on the floor by Commissioner Rios to approve the request of Smith Bridge for the temporary use for aggregate storage. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, seconded by Commissioner Cruz. All in favor? Aye.
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 Any nays? No nays. Director, motion passes.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, commissioners.
Take care, Dan. Have a good one.
Yes, you too. Thank you.
Okay, continuing on. Gita? Item C, new business. Glenn Nelson request? Is that with Gita? No, that's
No,
us. That's with
Mr.
us.
Glenn Nelson is here online. He's with us. He would like to submit a request. So, Mr. Chair, I recommend that you allow Mr. Nelson to speak on his own behalf.
Yes, of course. Mr. Nelson?
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Mr. Nelson, could you turn your video on?
There you
There
go. There we go.
Yeah.
I apologize for that. Mr. Chairman, Mr. Vice Chair, members of the commission, Director Birch, Mr. Leon Guerrero, and Brother Diego. Great to see you online. I want to thank you guys for the opportunity to come before you to render a petition for a declaration of easement and access to my home, which is along Route 15, with the access that predates the turnover of the property from of lot 7166 from the Air Force to Gulf Guam for as long as I could remember. But one of the things we came across recently going through an appraisal exercise is that there was an issue with the access that was brought up. And although this issue had never arisen during any prior appraisal process, we did come to realize the appraisal's done. We did come to realize that at some point in time, we needed to come before you to make right what was previously approved by the United States Air Force when they had granted my family access to our house. Again, many years prior to the turnover of the land from the Air Force to Guam. And for some reason, I can't see my screen no more, but the current access that I'm making reference to, it serves as the not only the physical access, but as well as water and power. And although, for the record, I have seen, thank you for that. Although I have seen the specific approval from the Air Force through my parents, for some odd reason over the years, whether it's typhoons or we have seemed to lost that that record. But again, as I go back to the appraisal process, there is no record of it within the public land records at Department of Land Management. So while we are okay at the moment with respect to the appraisal and our current and present access to the lot, my concern is that we address this issue for those that will follow me, and that's namely my kids and my godson. So I respectfully come before you today to petition your approval and authorization to have a surveyor prepare an easement extending from Route 15 to the basic lot 53543-1-1 for purposes of my family access to my house. And I'm available for any questions that may arise. That is my house on the screen at the moment. And that is Route 15 at the top. Chalamtadi Road in Haza. And one of the interesting things that we did come across through the land records is this particular lot at the point of conveyance from Air Force to Guam in 2000 did recognize a 10-foot easement for, and all it says is working power poles. But now that there exists water as well as power within that same lot, we just want to try and ratify the authorization that was afforded to us by the Air Force many, many years ago through your commission. (7166) is that rather large parcel extending from the racetrack heading south. It stops directly across the GPA substation along Route 15. The old Marble Command.
So,
I have a question, Mr. Chair.
Vice Chair?
And Mr. Nelson, so you're asking for a request for easement that is on Guam ancestral lands property. Am I correct?
Mr. Vice Chair, that's absolutely right, sir. The lands were conveyed to the Ancestral Lands Commission in 2000 by the Air Force, although the access in and of itself had existed since I was a child.
Okay. Oh, okay. So can you point with your arrow there? Where's the easement that you're requesting?
That's exactly it. I do not have control, Mr. Vice Chair, but whoever is manipulating the screen is spot on. That is exactly it right
Is
there.
That's the red arrow, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. And you've been living there, your family's been living there for years.
Yes, Mr. Vice Chair.
Okay, thank you.
It's not a paved access. It's been a Cascal Road since childhood.
Yeah.
May I have I'm sorry.
Commissioner Arlie?
Okay, one second. Let me
That's Andy South at the top of the screen.
This thing has my whole screen. Okay, who has their hands up?
Commissioner Orlino?
Commissioner Weston, okay.
No, Commissioner Orlino had her hand up first.
Oh, okay. Commissioner Lino, sorry about that. Spencer Zoe.
It's okay. Vice Chair had mentioned that we have the Guam Ancestral owns a property there where Mr. Glenn is asking for us to afford him easement. Am I correct? Is it Guam Ancestral Land Commission land that is asking?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Ancestral Lands owns the property on the left and right side of the road.
Have we done that before? Have we approved any request from private landowners to request for us to?
I believe we have. Joey?
Where?
Ma'am, if I may, Commissioner Lino, I believe in 2007, ma'am, there was a request made by my parents for a lot that is south of that current or the current easement subject of this request or this petition. It's whoever. There you go. I'm sorry. If you could take that paw print, the mouse, the cursor, and go to that triangular lot. There you go. That is lot 7 within track 1533. That is within the Sussex Valley. That we do have a declaration of easement and access for that particular lot. That lot is under my name as well. When it was, although the request came from mom and dad, the land has since been
transferred to you.
Deeded to me through probate.
Okay.
Me and my sister Rhonda.
When was the last time that we have
2007, ma'am.
I recall that.
Yes, this is it. There it is.
There it is. I recall that request. There's my
Okay, so-
signature.
Yeah, that's right. That's why I'm trying to refresh my memory. Okay.
And one of the odd things is, in talking with my dad as we're going through the appraisal, my sister and I, he was of the understanding that there was also a request for the house itself. But again, we couldn't find any record of it. And the filing cabinets that we did have, we really got impacted by Bangsawa and Pansonga, that a lot of our old records were lost during those major storms.
Okay.
So our concern at the moment is absent these documents within the public land records.
Right.
While it's not an issue today for me and my sister, for our kids, maybe. So that's why we come before, or I come before you on behalf of my sister and I to kind of address this issue so that our kids do not have to worry.
So you're saying we provided you I can see an easement, a separate easement,
Yes, for a separate lot, Mr. Chair.
and that's also coming from Route 15.
It is, sir, right there. There you go.
The
To
red,
lot 7. There you go. To lot 7.
and that's also Guamances. That's Guamances.
Lot 7, where the line, where
Yes.
where it originates from, Route 15 to the lot, where it crosses over is left and right, ancestral, north and south. Where it stops is lot 7, track 1533. That is mine. Yes.
So that corner lot, I mean that corner there, that's
Yeah.
yours? That one?
Yes. And then also on that track, lot number 2, which is second lot on the right, that belongs to my sister. Yeah, lot number 2 is Rhonda Nelson Calvo, and then myself is 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yes, ma'am. That lot was actually subdivided. Track 15-3 was subdivided into 7 lots. We only have interest in 2 and 7.
So, Mr. Chair, this was his old request back in 2007.
Right.
Through my mom and
Yes.
dad, yes.
Yeah, and today he's requesting for
Another-
an easement here. And again, what he was
But
saying is,
yeah, go
it
ahead, Joey,
was-
sorry.
so what he was saying again is, here's the map. Before the land was returned to ancestral lands, they did an as-built, and it shows that there was, they were using this easement prior to the transfer to ancestral lands, and there's also
Right.
wooden power poles. So this
Right.
is his request today. This
Okay, just for clarity, that other easement we gave, does that also connect to this particular property?
Mr. Chair, no, that's
No,
it's
that's
quarter
this
mile
one.
south.
Yeah,
I
this
mean,
is
I
from-
know there's other lots to the left, but it doesn't connect at all.
No, sir.
No.
Joey, can you
no.
go back to the previous satellite map? Oh no, that one, that
Yeah.
one will work right there. So right below the lots here, lot 5, 4, 3, 2, right? That definitely doesn't go to your property also, right?
Sir.
That. So what is that in the front of it? There, see right in front, there's it looks like a strip of easement there. Is that on a cliff line? That looks like it's cliff line, right?
It's all cliff line, sir. If you can imagine, the old Marble Command was the former Andy South name, and only the confines or the limits of Sussexan Valley was under the Scambaluri family. So these lots, subject of the request, are along the cliff, but
I see.
within the original footprint of what is still known as Sussexan and Guai. That is the cliff.
Scambaluri is there in the middle, right?
Well, now it serves home to the KEPCO. I believe that was from the KEPCO. It's now a substation solar farm. The Scambaluri is still within and throughout the entire valley. The Scambaluri family still has holding. But a bulk of the Scambaluri interest was sold by the Calvos to KEPCO.
Okay. Understood.
And then Marble Cave is actually at the bottom of the page. There you go. That's Marble Cave right there.
Right there with the arrow?
Are you that's the actual Marble Cave, that's the waterfront at Marble Cave?
Yeah.
But Marble Cave is right around that particular area. Yes, there you go. That's where the road ends, but come east, down your screen. Come east, down. There you go. That's the cave. And then to the right now is the Paga Valley. But this Marble Cave is still within Sussex.
So
Okay,
Ted Jr. is your brother? Ted Jr. is your brother, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. He's older or younger?
He's older, sir.
Let's bring it back up to the matter.
Yeah,
We-
the passage. Right there. That's their present travel access to your house, right, Glenn?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And again, we've been up there. Even the original authorization did come from the Air Force, even as well as water, ma'am. A little history in the house took my mom and dad 7 years to build the house, but even after construction, we stayed up there 7 years without power. So until it was granted through the Air Force,
Yeah.
So the power poles actually originate down at Lati Heights when they first installed it. And then my sister and I acquired the interest in the house back in 97, 95, around that era.
So Joey and Director, do we have any particular issues with this or anything to look out for, or is there any particular thing to be aware of, or any gotchas type of thing, or do we have any reason not to grant it?
Mr. Chair, I don't think that there's any real reason to, unless we were to decide to subdivide the property and or to lease out the property for any other reason, commercial reasons or whatever. That's a decision the board will have to make to grant this easement. That by granting the easement, you do put a line across the property there that is under the jurisdiction of the commission. There, Joey outlined it. Joey, could you zoom outward from that so we could see the entire lot? There we go. The drag strip, of course, will be up to the north of end of the property, and of course the solar farm towards the south. So yeah, there you go. Joey has the acres on the side of how many acreage that property is. So it is prime land, and the decision will be up to the board whether or not to grant that easement. But if you do, then that means that we'll be placing a line right across.
It cuts it.
Can I?
Commissioner Westling, you're recognized.
Yeah. Could you bring up the maps that have the lot numbers? Okay, so the property in question with the Nelson home is on lot number what? Which one?
Ma'am, the basic lot is 535438-1-1 that was subsequently divided into what you now see 5 different lots. But
Okay.
interest is still held in those 5 different lots by the Nelsons.
I understand. And so the house is on one, is it on 1-4?
4. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So
I'm sorry.
when-
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. When this map was done, was easement for right of ways and access provided to 1-4?
Ma'am, other than that easement that was actually identified in the other map, that's the only road that we had used since I was a child.
Okay, I
Commis-
see, okay,
Commissioner,
okay,
they have this
so there
easement.
is a 50-foot wide right-of-way access road provided for access to 1-4. This looks like it's on the south side, is it
Oh,
south
that's
or western side?
that's actually the old Marble Cave Road. Yes, ma'am. That road is no longer or has not been in use for decades. That particular road used to be right across Anderson South, the back gate entrance, originate from there, and then go into
Oh,
the
okay,
valley,
I
through
understand.
the
Okay,
valley.
yeah. This map was done just in 1991, and recorded as such. So there is legal access to the property. There is a legal easement. Is this easement not, is it difficult to clear? I mean, is it, I don't know the terrain there, so I don't know. Is it,
If you,
is it
no, I
usable?
understand the question, ma'am. The old road has not been in use for decades. But one thing I will say is that when you look at that 1991 map, you will see reference to a 10-foot road. If you could go back, there you go, going to Route 15, to Route 15. So that
No,
is,
yeah,
but
I understand that,
but your
yeah,
question is this. I'm using my cursor, but you can't see
sure,
it.
yeah.
But
No,
your
my,
question is the one south of the lots.
yeah, no, my question basically is to find out whether or not this lot is your lot 1-4, is it landlocked or not? That when the subdivision map was done, was a right of way, a legal easement recorded for it, and this map shows that there was. So the lot is not landlocked, and so there is a 50-foot wide right of way provided, touching the subject property. So my question is, since I'm not aware of everything that's going on down there, is this this 50-foot right of way access road, is it serviceable? I mean, is it can it be used, as access? Because this appears to be the proper recorded easement
Oh,
to the property.
is it an existing easement is what it is you're asking for? Is it an existing
No,
easement?
it's existing by virtue of the map.
No, I
and
understand. I understand,
recorded, but
Commissioner.
yeah, I just don't know, does it need clearing? Okay, does it need to be bulldozed, opened up? Because, that's what we do when easements are not, cleared, they have to be cleared and opened up, right? In order to be able to use it. But I understand that sometimes right of ways, are placed, what we call a tabletop survey, where nobody went out there to really look at the topography, of the and the geological, shapes of the land, and is this at the bottom of a cliff and your house is at the
It
very top?
is, ma'am.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to ascertain
Yeah,
here.
Commissioner Wesley,
or-
I truly appreciate, I understand what you're saying, ma'am, and I truly appreciate the question. That particular old easement is at the bottom of the lot, which is at the bottom of the hill. If you can imagine that being along a cliff, I guess the family has benefited by way of that access from the Air Force over the years that we have no use for the old easement. And the old easement was actually closed off many, many years ago, when I believe they were doing before they constructed the new road that goes down to Marble Cave. There was something right there. That's the old road. I understand exactly what it is you're saying. It's just that it appears that the family have benefited over the years from the permission granted by the United States Air Force to access the lot from the top rather than from the bottom. So I guess the petition before you, or the request before you today, is to consider extending the courtesy afforded to the family by the Air Force now that the lands have been conveyed to you since 2007 now.
Right, I understand what you're asking.
Thank you, Ms. Commissioner.
Okay,
And if I hate to, if you could zoom back up and look south, you have an idea of what I mean. That easement used to go straight across the valley, straight across the valley. But when they constructed, or when they had cleared the valley for what was then identified to be, I believe, the Shogu resort of sorts, there were some hearings that actually took away the main easement through the valley. But even then, Madam Commissioner, the family again, and our was giving authorization to put the power poles in place. And if you could go, gosh, I wish I could control the screen, but I cannot. But the back gate of Andy South, there you go, right there. That used to be the entrance that you're making reference to lead us into Sausalton before. In fact, our water meter was right there along Route 15 across the back gate of Andy South. And that has since changed, where they relocated the water meter and the pipeline, rather than going through the jungle diagonally from Route 15, where we're currently asking. The water line, the point right there. Now we are now being serviced by water and power from Route 15, right there, from both from those points into the house.
Can you come and help me plug the?
okay. Okay. Okay, thank you very much. I'd really be interested in going out to the site and just kind of eyeballing the area.
Of course, Madam Commissioner,
as to-
anytime.
Yeah, as to where the recorded legal easement is to the subject property, before I make any recommendations to my colleagues.
Okay, ma'am.
And I only do this, Mr. Nelson, because I'm not real familiar with this area, and so I want to understand fully.
Of course, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
No, I appreciate the commission hearing my request for a petition. And again, any further information, site visits, whatever it may take for you folks to consider this issue fully, my family we'll be there for you for anything you may need.
Okay, I'm sure we'll be in contact in case some of my other colleagues would also like to join in on this. Our office will contact you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Glenn.
Okay, shall we make Commissioner Westling, do you have a time, or shall we set a time, and do we need more information to try to make a decision on this, or?
Well,
Is there any
well, yes, as far as I'm concerned, I still would like to go out there to eyeball the area. I still like to take a look at the maps, a closer look at the maps, and I'd be, happy to do that. I can come down to the office to do that prior to making the field inspection.
Okay, Director, let's see what we can do to get something. Maybe we could address that and then see who wants to participate.
We can do a site visit. We'll work it out with Mr. Nelson. And if the Commissioner Wesley, any other board member want to go with us, we have our official vehicle. We'll just make the appointments on time and date. So Commissioner Wesley, is there any particular day that you are available?
Well, right now, next week, my schedule is very open.
Next week?
Flexible, yes.
What date is that?
The 22nd through the 26th right now for me, I don't know about anybody else, is pretty open.
Okay, if anybody wants to participate in that site visit, you can confirm anytime, at least before next week, with the director who wants to participate in that site visit.
Okay, and we'll talk with Mr. Nelson after the meeting is over, work something out. I have Joey work it out with Mr. Nelson, and we're ready to go anytime next week.
Okay.
Thank you.
I
So
think
Mr.
Mr. Rios has his had his hand up. Commissioner Rios.
Commissioner Rios, first, oh, there it is. Gives a puzzle.
I'm good, sir. Thank you. Just I'm good. Just raising my hand. I'd like to go out on a site visit. I like to do trips.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay, we got more than enough space in that Forerunner.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I have a comment.
Okay, Vice Chair.
I'm pretty much familiar with that area there. We hunt in those areas
Same here.
and
same.
we fish in those areas. And
Eight.
the access in that old road there is incredibly thick and marsh and harsh terrain. I expect you guys to come in your fatigues and your shotguns because you might wild boars in there, and you have wild
Yeah.
hunters in there. You got Cajun people in there, and you'll see the terrain that Mr. Nelson is talking about. That's why that access road was rarely used at the time. And considering the Navy that allowed them to put in those holes there were considerate of the family. And I take that to dire consideration because they've been there for years and years, and they would not have allowed them to do that. The Navy has done numerous injustices to our people, but in this particular case, they allowed them to have some leniency to have better access. Because if you see that road there, like I said, I don't know if it's ever even accessible now. You can just probably stop at the bottom of the or at the top of the hill there, where that little building there for the solar panels, and probably go down to Marble Cave Road. But that's about it. That's your visible observation, pretty much from there. The rest, looking up to the house, is all cliff. And if you want to go, be my guest and hike it, and get ready to be bitten up by mosquitoes and fire ants and whatever wild boars. But look at it, and you guys go ahead, take a look at it. But I'm in favor of considering the family. The family is a very prominent family here on the island. The contribution to the people of Guam is tremendous, and it's only for the benefit of the children and the future of the children, our people here on our island. Thank you.
Agreed.
I have
Okay.
a comment. I have comments.
Commissioner Cruz?
Okay, it's good that we can really assess the request for that access a road, because if there are other roads that family can access, that'll be really good, because if we were to provide the access for the family, it might lessen the potential use of our property. So that's my concern. But let's take a look. I'm so glad that Commissioner Wesley and a few others may be going to take a look at the situation of the family. Thank you.
Okay, very good. Well, that's my concern too. It might be a positive. It might be a positive. That's why I want to look at all aspects of it, and of course, the family's concern, especially they've contributed a lot, as the Vice Chair said, and that area definitely is the terrain is really something there. So I just like to go ahead and have the same sentiments about the how much it would affect the the RFP, the developers of that property, because we're looking at definitely moving out with a development for the property. But as of now, I'm pretty much in favor of what the family's asking. That's my only concern is the impact, but I don't think it'll be that much of an impact. That's just my view. Commissioner Lino. You're on mute.
We've done it on the previous, well, there's Mr. Vice Chair's signature in mine. So I don't see why we cannot. And that's my main thing is, let's make it right. And if we could help, well, we'll go ahead. Now, for the value of the land in the event that we want to lease it, well, that's another story. It's been idle for the longest time. So why don't we, really look into it, and if it's possible, let's work it out and help the family. Like you said, that many years, I think over 7-8 years, they've been without water and power, and finally there's help. I feel that if we've done it before, let's do it again. Because it's something good. It's not something that's going to hurt. It's something that's beneficial to a family. And, that's why we're there to help the family, right?
Very good. Very good. Any further comments? Commissioner Camacho, okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for acknowledging me. I'm familiar with the area, and I respect Commissioner Westling and Commissioner Rios's desire to go see, and I respect it. I think what they're going to find is exactly what Mr. Nelson has explained to us. I don't think you're going to have to go out with mosquito anything or rifles or anything I think you're going to get to a point where you're going to see it's not passable anymore, and it's going to take a lot for them to open that access. He is on the top of, if you're familiar with Route 15, they're on the right-hand side. Behind them is a cliff, then to the valley of Susaden. So, and we're talking about a 10-foot easement with water line and power line going through, which provides water and power to their homes. So to give them this physical easement is not to me a big request. I think it's really, as he mentioned, just taking care of it for generations to come. I don't think that they're going to have an issue with it, but you just don't know down the line what their children or grandchildren are going to have to deal with. And I agree with Commissioner Lino. It was something that the commission has authorized in the past, and I think to permanentize it, right, is something to consider. But let's allow the other commissioners who are interested in going to the area to do their findings, and we'll come back and discuss it as a group. And I think at that point we'll probably be able to make the right decision here.
That's
very good. Very good.
Yeah, thank you for all your comments. So at least Commissioner Rios and I will be, fully informed ahead of time of our field trip. But I think we need to keep in mind, I don't know if easement, for lack of better words, the easement laws here, 10 feet wide easements, I think, are sufficient for utility easements, but the Nelsons are asking for right-of-way easement. So you could be looking at up to 50-foot wide, possibly, easement versus just 10 feet. That's my thoughts. I could be wrong on that, but I believe the Guam laws require that right-of-ways be at minimum. I believe.
I think it's 30 feet. 30 feet, Joey?
I thought it was 40.
Or 40 feet. 40 feet?
It's 40.
It used to be 40, but they started just about every new subdivision map that I've seen where right-of-ways are provided. They're 50 feet wide.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
But in any case, that's just something that we would have to look further into just for confirmation. But I don't believe that it'll be just a 10-foot wide right-of-way. no, that falls short of what,
Yeah, and
what
considering
laws
that we're moving
require.
to probably develop
Okay.
the property, you know, even a 50 or 60
Oh.
foot easement would
Anyways.
probably be in line.
Will benefit.
Okay, well, thank
Yeah.
you. So we look forward to scheduling the inspection,
Right.
hopefully next week. Thank you.
Okay, any further questions? Okay, hey, Mr. Nelson, Sujus Masi for coming in. We'll take it under advisement and we'll let you know where we're at. They're gonna do a site visit and hopefully you can we can schedule with you to conduct the site visit.
Of course. I'll make myself available whenever the commissioners are available, along with yourself and our Director Birch and Mr. Leon Guerrero. And thank
Commissioner
you.
Reyes,
And thank you for giving me the opportunity
Algo
to come
más.
before you again.
You're
Okay, thank
welcome.
you. Sujus Masi. Okay,
Algo
let's move down to item D. Tizen Properties update.
Good afternoon again, commissioners. This is in regards to the I'm presenting on the 3 house lots owned by the Guam Ancestral Lands Commission. This is up in Tizen. The legal
Right.
description. Yes, lot 5175-1 REM. And the other one's lot 5182-1 REM. Total land area for these 3 GALC house lots is a total of 13,712 square meters. That's a little over 3 acres. And it's located in the Lower East Sunset Boulevard, north of the airport. This is right across the Triple B cargo warehouse building, right past the old airport. The property improvements, it consists of 3 separate 1-story concrete duplexes. It's the former enlisted military housing units. That's approximately 2,000 square foot each. And I believe the commission had asked for the highest and best use of the property.
Yeah, I remember that the last time we had an update, we had some something that you were working out at the airport, I believe, or something.
That's correct.
Yeah, can you just go ahead and give an update on that? What was that again?
Sure. Let me start off by saying I guess it's because of the use of a GLC office space. Highest and best use of property. Use a GLC office space based upon the square footage. Guam Ancestral Lands Commission will require 1 building for office at 2,000 square foot. GLC would have to spend approximately $400,000 for the renovation costs. At them charging now construction costs of $200 per square foot to renovate the space. And they would recover this cost over 133 months, which equates to 11 years, using the monthly rate at ITC, whereas they're paying currently something like a monthly lease rate of $3,000, a little over $3,000 at a lease rate of $2.25 per square feet. GALC would also have to incur the monthly cost for utilities that comes out to about $1,700 a month. Insurance at $1,244 a year, which includes the maintenance, trash removal, and other associated costs that would also be incurred. From leasing the property to a private entity, the Guam Airport reports that it has similar buildings in its inventory and that no one has expressed interest in using them. However, the Guam Airport personnel have indicated that the airport might be interested in this GALC property due to the proximity to the airport. Like I said, both lots contain over 3 acres, and the power line easement reduces the available property by roughly half on the rear side of the property, and using the property next to these power lines may not be desirable. The demolition of these buildings will cost a substantial amount of money, particularly because of the presence of asbestos and other environmental contaminants. Just like in 2017, GITA received a proposal for removal of asbestos in one of our buildings with a floor area of 1,882 square foot in our industrial park for the cost of $230,000. The demolition also implies that GALC's intend to use the property after the demolition, but there does not seem to be a market at this time. Based on the research and information gathered, the properties are not affected by the Teton roadway project. The recommendation that we gave is it is not advisable to use GALC funds for property that has no intended use or no market demand. We suggest either using an RFP to test the market, including determining if the airport is interested in the property, or await the completion of the Ladera and Teton Parkway just to determine if a market exists for the use of the property. Yeah, so this is about all the research info that we gathered for this 3 GALC house lots. Also,
I
one more
appreciate that,
thing.
Tony. Can we get a copy of that?
Sure, sure.
Yeah,
And
each
we
one of us.
also, if I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman, we also want to add that the market appraisal value was at $121 per square meter. Yeah, that's about it.
Wow.
With
Wow,
the information.
$121 per square meter there.
Right, but this was taken, this was the appraisal in 2019. We have not gotten a recent appraisal on this property.
And that was prior to the pandemic, right?
That's correct, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, Tony. Could we get a copy of that? That was pretty thorough. Appreciate that.
Sure.
Can we look at I like to ponder that RFP thing to test the waters, but give us time to look that over, and we'll see if the board would like you to do a test with that. But what about like private companies coming in and doing something similar to what Smithbridge did? Maybe they might be willing to come in and do the work.
Sure.
Yes, sir. In order to do that, they would, that would
Have to answer
mean-
RP?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. If they were to lease it, and any like any tenant, any developer, would look for a favorable term, as in years wise, so that whatever investment they put into it, at least they could recoup their costs in some way. So, but
Okay.
yes, in order to get a private entity in there, would mean on a lease basis would be a RFP. So, if Tony will send the commission via the director, all the research that we've done on the property thus far. And, if you so desire, of course, we can RFP it out, at least just to see what interests there are
Yeah, that
out
sounds
there.
good. But let us look over the numbers and what you guys presented.
Yes, sir.
And then the
Yes,
board
sir, of
could make a
course.
decision whether to move forward with that. Okay?
Yeah. That's all
Okay.
I'm saying. Tony will
Yeah,
send
no,
me
I
the-
appreciate that. Sejus Masi.
Yeah,
Sejus
also-
Masi, big. Great.
I'm
Tony?
sorry, may I also add of the 5-year law, with these private investors coming in?
It's
and
5
how
years,
that- Yeah. And if I can recall, my memory serves me correctly, in August of 2022, when we did some research on this, I believe the GALC Commission had asked us to put a hold on RFPs. If any of the commission board members remember this, around August of 2022.
Yes, but we're looking now at
was-
starting up the RFPs again.
Yeah.
We want to start it
I
up.
guess
again.
back then when the commission had said that it was because of that 5-year law. So we just have to consider keeping that in mind.
Yeah. And we could do resolutions. That's
Sure.
I mean, if it works for Matson, right?
Mhm.
Anyway, I appreciate that. Let's get anybody have any questions for Gita regarding this? Okay, Commissioner Rios?
Well, go ahead.
and
ahead, Mr.
I'm talkative today. Sorry.
No, it's
Um,
good.
you know, I took a drive by there a couple of days ago, and it looked like someone was backed up into the garage, like maybe a homeless, maybe a car was
Oh,
there.
really?
I
Wow.
planned on going back there again to just check it out, and I don't
Yeah.
mind, you know, checking it out and go knock on the door, see if anybody's home. But you know, I don't mind doing that. I'm from the Ville.
We had
But
some dumping problems too.
yeah, but you know, just as a thought, you know, I know that because of the 5-year situation that we have of leases, I really think we should just clean it up. You know, we should pay whatever it costs to clean it and to get rid of the asbestos. It's gonna need to get done anyway. We keep putting it off, and we look like slumlords, man. That place is terrible. It looks terrible out there, and that's property that we own that we are not taking care of. I think that if it's cleaned up and all of the, you know, asbestos, whatever is done and out of there, and the building is painted and the windows and everything and doors are all functional,
Yeah.
we could get leases in there easily, even if it is for 5 years at a time. Someone would easily move in there. I think we just need to spend the money on it. I've been wanting to ask about putting that on the agenda for a while. I drive by there all the time, and I'm just like,
good,
whew,
good.
it looks terrible. So yeah, we could do that. That'd be great.
Yeah.
You know, Gita, I appreciate your report. Tony, Diego, you guys always do an awesome job, you know, presenting.
Yeah,
Thank you very
appreciate
much
that.
for that. But just outside of
just
the
that
box of that, let's just try and clean it up. I think get an
Vice
idea
Chair.
of that. I know it's going to
Very
be
good,
expensive.
very
Yeah.
good,
but it needs to be done.
very good.
Thank you.
Very good.
That's it.
Mr.
Thanks.
I have a
Vice
comment.
Chair. Vice Chair.
As a matter of fact, if you passed there recently, somebody is cleaning it up already.
What?
Yeah, just passed by. They were doing the grounds. I saw several workers doing there. They were all in vests and they were doing the grounds. They were cleaning it up.
Hopefully it's the airport just
Yeah,
deciding
trying to,
themselves
yeah,
just go in there and be a good neighbor.
yeah, that's what it is.
But they
Right.
need permission from us.
But you know, that's anything that's helping out to make it look decent. I think
I
they're
hope-
doing it just to make it look aesthetically good when you pass by there. Because like Commissioner Rios said the last time when yeah, I mean, there's anaconda in there, bro.
My neighbors don't complain when I cut their grass.
Yeah, even me, I do some of that too.
Well,
But
hopefully
yes,
hopefully it's not the squatters cleaning it
but
up.
yeah, but I'm in agreement with Commissioner Rios on that matter. We should, you know,
Okay, let's
take a
look
look
over that.
into
Let's
it.
look over the documents, Gita.
Get it
put
done.
together. It's pretty thorough. Let's look it up and then let's take it from there. Gita, thank you. So just
Right
Masi.
on. Very good.
Okay, if no further questions? No further questions for Gita? Okay. Let's move down to executive directors evaluation. E.
Yes, commissioners, yeah, it's that time again. I'm recommending that we place on the agenda for our next regular meeting, executive session, so you can come in and evaluate my activities and the work that I've done here at the commission. So, yeah, we didn't have it on the agenda for today, but that we did place executive director's evaluation, at least to give you a heads up, and we'll send you I'll send you a report on what I've done throughout the last year. And Kathy will send the evaluation forms. And so when we come back for our next meeting, we already have a special meeting set up for Northern Market. So I recommend that the evaluation take place at the next regular meeting, which normally would be during the second Wednesday of the month. And that'll be February 14 at 2 p.m.
Okay, Director, just to interrupt for a minute, I believe we do have the performance evaluation, the blanks. Is there anything particular you want to say about that? Did everybody receive that? The evaluation, it says executive director's performance evaluation blank.
Okay, so Kathy did send that out to you. Yes.
Yeah, we all have.
Yeah, I advise you to look at the different areas. I'll send you a report if you want, or else you could just individually through your memory remember what we have done throughout the past year.
Yes.
And rate me that way, but because it's personnel, as usual, what we've done in the past was go into executive session, but we don't have executive session listed in the agenda for today.
Okay, let's schedule it for the next meeting, Director. And if
Yeah,
there's
look through the categories and I promise
Yeah.
you will get, you know, a evaluation form from me, basically informing you of the activities that we've gone through here at the commission.
Okay, very good, very good. I don't think you have any problems, Director.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I
I
don't think you have
appreciate your
any
confidence.
problems. Okay, so unless anybody have any particular questions for the Director regarding that?
No.
Nope.
Nothing at all.
Okay, Director, put it on the agenda.
Okay, thank you, commissioners.
Thank you.
Okay, so now we're supposed to go. Right now, the time is 4:35. Would you
Yes.
guys still like to go back to the work session information to touch on it real quick regarding Northern Market? Because I put that on that's old business. You guys want to run through it?
I'm
Briefly,
okay
or-
waiting.
I
I'm
have
okay
to
waiting for the
leave.
special meet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have to leave.
Okay. Anybody
Right.
else?
No. No time.
Yeah, not enough.
Right,
Yeah.
and we're already
We
scheduling
can do
this
it. We can do it at the special meeting, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just bringing it up because we
Okay.
ended up moving on to Gita with
Okay.
AT&T resolution and Smith Bridge. So I just wanted to make sure I didn't just convene this meeting or end the meeting without that. Okay, everybody's good then?
Yep.
We just do our
Okay.
homework
Yes.
and we could just if there's, I guess we could still ask questions regarding you know, to fine tune what we went through. Okay.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
not sure we can do that on the chat, Director. I'm not sure we could do
Thank
that
you.
on the chat,
Thank
but we'll see. I guess we're gonna see how we're gonna make it clear what happened at that work session. So okay, we
Okay.
move down to
Yep.
move down to public comments.
There are no requests for public comments.
Okay, Director, let's finalize real quick the next meeting.
Okay, the next meeting normally set for the second Wednesday of the month. That will be February 14 at 2 p.m. February 14th, I believe that is Valentine's Day. It's not a
Valentine's
government holiday.
Day.
Yes, it's Valentine's Day. It is not a government holiday, but you know,
It's also Ash Wednesday on my
Oh,
calendar.
yeah, that's right.
okay. But
Is
the
that
meeting's
Ash-
at 2, so
That's Ash Wednesday also?
That's
February
what my
14th?
calendar is showing.
Yes.
So February 14th, Ash Wednesday. Wow.
it's
Yeah.
coming up quick. So it's up to
That's my
you if you want
anniversary,
to
by the
change.
way.
Oh, happy anniversary.
No, that's what's the 14th. Yep.
Okay,
Whoa.
so we can move it to other dates.
Just
It
the
could be
15th.
a Thursday. That's the third Thursday of the month. At the same time, I mean, I'm still have collateral duties from the governor at Chamorro Land Trust, and by law, their meetings at CLTC it's held every third. By law, it's actually required by law every third Thursday of the month at 1
Right.
p.m. Very specific
Oh,
by law.
okay,
They
okay.
can't change their meeting dates.
Okay.
Friday.
We could do it Friday if you want.
Friday. That's different from the special meeting, right?
Yeah, it's our regular meeting
Yeah.
I have a 2 o'clock meeting that day.
on Friday.
Yeah. An important one.
We can move it up ahead on the
Yeah.
13th
Yeah.
of
Let me
February,
see the 13th.
Tuesday.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good on Tuesday. I'm good. Let's do it. Tuesday's good for me.
Okay,
Tuesday,
Gita,
everybody?
Yeah, I'm
does
okay.
Gita have any problems of attending meetings on Tuesday?
I don't anticipate any problems, sir. You know, it just there's a lot of moving parts around here.
Okay,
we
so
have-
done deal.
Yes.
13 is done.
figure
13 is good then. That means 13 is good day.
Tuesday, the 13th. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So our next meeting will be on
The 13th.
Tuesday, February 13th at 2 p.m.
Yes.
Okay, we have it.
Okay.
Okay.
Motion to adjourn.
I move. I gotta go.
Okay. What's our time right now?
Uh,
It is now 4:39 p.m.
4:39.
4:30. This meeting is adjourned.
all right. Adios.
Don't go yet. Don't go
Adios.
yet. Don't go yet.
Thank you, everyone.
Don't
Thank
go
you.
yet.
Thank you.
Don't
Wait,
go
wait, wait.
yet. Don't
Wait,
go
what?
yet.
Oh, there's
Hang on.